Hello everyone, this is Nikhil Karoch, and you're watching the second lesson on how to install and configure Windows Server 2012. So we have left out the earlier video on the installation phase, and this is the next screen that is prompting up now after setting up my administrator password. So I'm gonna do or provide it the input that what it is asking to sign in, Control plus Alt plus Delete. So let's do it. So here you can see it is asking for my administrative password now. So I'm gonna enter it. So you can see it is logging on for the first time, and the main difference that I see when I first logging in Windows 2008 and Windows 2012 is in Windows 2012 it will directly take you to the server manager by default, whether in Windows 2008 it will take you to the initial configuration utility, which is also known as ICT. So here what we got is the name as server manager, which is used to manage the server whether they are present locally or remotely. So this is the only configuration utility which is used to manage the servers. So the first option that we got here is configure this local server. We are going to configure this local server as of now, and you can also get this option in the top left corner. So just click on that. So here you can see a computer name is provided to this, a Windows firewall is on, then remote management and remote desktops. A lot of options are there. So if you want to change the computer name, just simply click on this button, and here you can see a line is written to rename this computer or change its domain or workgroup, click change. So I'm going to click on it, change. So I'm going to provide it a name India01, which is the name of my virtual machine. And here you can see there is one more option. If you want to join, if you want this computer to join a domain, then you can simply click on this. But this system is the one who is the domain controller itself, so no need to join any domain as of now. So just simply click on OK. So as soon as you click on OK, you see there is a message is popping up which is saying you need a restart to apply these changes, but I'm not gonna restart it now because there are certain other properties that need to be changed first. So you can see the second option we got is a Windows firewall, which is turned on, which is a better thing, or which is a good thing I say. But we are in a testing environment, so we can turn it off as well, because sometimes Windows firewall present hindrances in the communication while you are communicating from one system to another locally. So just turn it off. As we are in testing environment, we can do it. So just you can see there is options saying turn Windows firewall on or off. Just click on that. Just click turn on Windows firewall. Yeah, that's it. Hit OK. So you can see all the things are turned up in red now related to firewall settings. Just close the dialog box, and you can see the Windows firewall is still showing to be on. So we have to just refresh this screen. As soon as we hit the refresh button, you can see the Windows firewall is turned off. Now the remote management is enabled by default in Windows Server 2012. The idea behind this is that because 90% of the times we are remotely manage the server, so they have enabled it by default in Server 2012. So that is a good thing as well. Now moving on to the next thing, that is remote desktop, that is disabled by default. Now the reason behind this is that it is not enabled by default because in Windows Server 2012, if you are remotely manage the desktop, then you are very close to the physically manage the desktop, so they have disabled it by default. But I'm gonna enable it because I'm gonna use it. So just click on allow remote connection to this computer, then a screen firewall setting will pop up. Just click on OK. So you can see another checkbox is present which is saying allow connection only from computers running remote desktop with network level authentication, that is also known as NLA. This is just an additional layer of security, which is a very good thing. Just click on apply and click on OK. So you can see I have enabled it, but it is still showing disabled because it will need some time to update. So just click on refresh button. So as you can see, it will need some time. Yeah, here it is. Here it goes now. Here you can see the remote desktop connection is enabled now. Now the NIC teaming is disabled by default. The NIC teaming is something related to bringing various NICs together to work as a one network. So this is disabled by default. You can enable it by simply clicking on that. And now we have the Ethernet option, in which IPv4 addresses and IPv6 are already enabled in it. And IPv4 address is assigned by DHCP, but if you want to assign your own IP address, or if you want to use the system as a domain controller, then you have to change it. So I'm gonna tell you how you can change it. Yeah, here it goes, the Ethernet. Then just right click here, just the properties tab, click here. So you can see a lot of options are there, but go to Internet Protocol version, don't uncheck this box, then just click on properties. So you can see if you want to use your own IP address, or if you want to make the system as a domain controller, then you have to assign your IP addresses. So you can do this also by this way. Just use this in the IP address mark. Just put down the IP address that you are using for your Wi-Fi, or Wi-Fi IP addresses need to be put it in this window. And subnet mask, as soon as you put the IP address, the subnet mask will auto populate, so need not to worry about that. And in default gateway section, you have to enter the IP address of your router. Same as goes with the DNS server address, the address which you are using in the default gateway, the address of your router, just put that in the preferred DNS server as well. I'm gonna close this window as I'm not gonna need this right now. The next thing, now moving on to the next thing we got is the last Windows update. The Windows update, last check for updates never. If you want to update the Windows, then you can configure it from here. Then Windows error reporting, whether you want to participate in the Windows customer improvement program or not, so you can choose it from here. Then is the IE enhanced security configuration, that is Internet Explorer enhanced security configuration, that is turned on by default. If you want to turn it off, you can do it from here. Then the time zone is present, which is UTC-8.00, because the Microsoft offices are present there, Microsoft headquarters are there, so that's why this time zone is come by default. Then a product ID, it shows not activated because the Windows is not activated yet, because it is not connected to internet right now. So you can see then there are some general informations that is related to processor. The processors, that is AMD A8, installed memory 2 gigabytes, total hard disk space, that is closely approximated to 50 gigabytes. You can see, so this is just the basic configuration that you have to change. If you want to change the computer name, change the firewall settings, change the remote desktop settings, so you can do it by these. Now as soon as we move on to the dashboard, I just want to tell you one more thing. You can see the second option which says add roles and features. So this is the main thing I'm gonna tell you right now, is we can add several roles and features in Windows Server 2012 by using this utility. But here you can see there is no option to remove roles and features. So to remove roles and features, you have to click on manage, and there you got the option of remove roles and features only. So this is the main thing. So I'm wrapping up this lesson now, because all the basic configuration stuff has been covered up. So thanks for watching, and do watch the next video in which I'm gonna tell you about the PowerShell and scripting. Thank you.